For over 100 years, the automotive industry fueled the manufacturing engine that became the backbone of America. It changed society. It gave rise to the middle class. It provided the incomes that built homes, bought cars, and sent kids to college. And it sparked the economic transformation of an entire country and a continent. The heart and soul of this great enterprise was Michigan, prosperous, proud, powerful. But by the beginning of the new millennium, that began to change. Import competition, subsidized by cheap foreign labor and generous foreign governments, grew rapidly. Sales softened in key segments. The economic downturn had begun. The governor, the legislature, and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation came together with a unique plan to use tobacco settlement funds to spur economic development in key new sectors. It had never been done before.
We use those dollars for economic development and really put actually over $300 million into creating an opportunity for venture capital to grow in the state, for promotion of the state, both on a business marketing side and on a tourism side.
Today we are launching Michigan's good news across the land, in fact internationally. We want to convince businesses that we are the best place to come to grow, to launch your emerging technology business, and that we are going to provide you with the assistance through the 21st Century Jobs Fund. We're going to provide you with a workforce that is second to none. We're going to provide you with access to universities, research and development, the clustering of technology firms, and we're going to provide you with the best quality of life that you can find anywhere in the country.
With the plan approved and funding in place, Michigan set out to reignite the entrepreneurial spirit that had always been the foundation of its success. And the MEDC went to work on implementing the master plan.
What we did is we embarked upon really almost a year and a half worth of strategic review of industries that were growing. We looked at international trends, national trends, statewide trends. We looked at industries and classifications that could be supported by the assets that we had in Michigan, whether it was research and development, life sciences, homeland security, numerous things. We probably started out with over 200 industries that we looked at. We really narrowed it down based on the research to the sectors that we believed we could focus in on and really get in at the front end of those industries.
Soon, the first round of the 21st Century Jobs Fund competition was completed, and the results were exciting. The first of its kind program made a little history right out of the gate.
We have just finished the first round of the $2 billion 21st Century Job Fund. 61 companies in the areas of life sciences, advanced manufacturing, homeland security, and alternative energy will share over $100 million to create new products, systems, and jobs right here in Michigan. The impact will help redefine our state's economy and will lead directly to the creation of the high-paying jobs we need today.
The news was big. No one else in America had this program, and it was time to put the word out. The MEDC called upon a Michigan ad agency, Duffy Petrosky, to put the campaign together. They turned to another Michigan entrepreneur from Chelsea to spread the word. Wherever in the world you compete, Michigan can give you the upper hand. You know what? Not bad. The campaign runs all over the world, wherever CEOs are looking to grow their businesses. They listen to other CEOs who have faced the same challenges and successfully moved from around the world to Michigan. So naturally, we made them the real stars of the campaign, in radio, TV, print, and online. There are so many reasons why high-tech companies are moving to Michigan.
The access that we have to the skilled labor pool, the access that we have to the universities, and to the high technology environment that Michigan's created.
For advanced photonics, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation helped coordinate a seamless transition from California.
Michigan gave us the upper hand.
And they can do the same for your company. Visit MichiganAdvantage.org to see all the ways you can find success in Michigan. The program officially launched in 2006 at the annual Mackinac Island gathering of Michigan leaders. Live satellite news interviews were beamed around the world. The race to transform Michigan's economy was officially on. And so the word went out and the response was incredible. The next phase involved a series of competitions where candidates for funding submitted plans. Lisa Danzig of the MEDC explains.
One of the components of the legislation with the 21st Century Jobs Fund is that we would utilize a certain amount of the money to create a business plan competition. The board that was appointed to oversee that process was made up of university presidents, people who had experience in new ventures, new companies, and growing those companies.
Nothing breeds success like success. As the state's strategy unfolds, key targeted areas yield new targets of opportunity. And Michigan takes full advantage by leveraging its world-class universities, robust engineering and scientific communities, and highly skilled technical workforce. Wind is just one example.
The concept is to wean ourselves off of fossil fuels and use sustainable, renewable resources.
Michigan's actually an ideal match for the wind turbine industry in producing the components that go into the system, largely due to the fact that a wind turbine is very similar to an automobile, and it's a mechanical system. It's a machine.
Michigan's very good at manufacturing things. We have an opportunity to manufacture energy, literally. And this is our time in the sun, if you will, for being able to take our manufacturing talent and solve a national need for more energy.
In September of 2008, some of the nation's largest banks and most trusted names on Wall Street collapsed. Despite an emergency intervention in Washington by President Bush, the aftershock brought down the economy. People stopped buying, the banks stopped lending, and the automotive industry was brought to its knees and nearly goes down.
I will always remember the fourth quarter of 2008 as being probably one of the most difficult times to be in economic development, but certainly the most difficult time to be an automotive supplier in Michigan. They had just heard that one, maybe two, possibly even all three of the domestic headquartered in automotive industry leaders were going to go into bankruptcy. Overnight, we saw the demand for domestic vehicles drop from almost 15 million down to less than 9 million.
But even in great adversity, fortune favors the bold. Michigan held fast to its strategy. So when the largest alternative energy opportunity in history presented itself, we were ready, and we pounced.
Michigan has planted its flag. Michigan will be the place where the electric vehicle and the batteries that power those vehicles will be researched, developed, produced, manufactured, assembled. And that is great news for our state.
3 years ago, we were identifying sectors where we felt Michigan had a competitive advantage to allow us to diversify our industry sectors. And advanced energy storage was a logical choice given the location of the OEMs here, the location of all the supply and R&D that happens in our state, with specific focus on vehicle electrification. We were seeing even 2 years ago where that was the next powertrain for the auto industry.
So it wasn't just by chance that Michigan would benefit greatly from the stimulus package and the federal focus on vehicle electrification.
As we understood what the federal opportunity was, which is over $2 billion in grants to create this marketplace, the federal government has realized that this is a critical national need. The plan all along was, after identifying the marketplace, how do we provide tools that will advantage our companies to create this industry where it should be in the first place, which is in Michigan.
We're announcing the single largest investment in advanced battery technology for electric drive automobiles that has ever been made in the world. And I'm proud to announce over $1 billion of that is coming right here to your state. $1 billion.
This was a victory snatched out of the jaws of defeat. It's a symbol of the success that comes from years of research and planning and sticking to a strategy that will yield billions of dollars of investment and thousands of new economy jobs.
This year at the Auto Show, it's like we have turned a whole new page. It's all about the electric vehicle. Ford got the car and truck of the year with the Fusion Hybrid and this Transit Connect. It's in a completely new atmosphere.
As we begin a new decade in 2010, we can look back on Michigan's journey of transformation and review hundreds of other stories of entrepreneurs, visionaries, and global leaders relocating or growing their businesses in Michigan. In our universities, our workforce, and our robust scientific communities, our key targets all found something great here. Here's what they'll tell you about doing business in Michigan.
There's plenty of room for a lot of hybrid cars as we build this infrastructure out in the country. And to do it here, combining Kochum's strengths and Dow's strengths here in Michigan, where we really need the jobs, to put the value chain back into the automotive industry, but do it from within here in Michigan. Dow is very proud to be a partner with Kochum in doing that.
The A123 story is really about reducing dependency on foreign oil, cleaning the air, and eliminating carbon emissions over time. The MEDC really helped us level the global playing field, making Michigan the best place for our battery manufacturing.
I would tell anyone looking for a competitive edge to look at Michigan.
Michigan is the ideal place for us to succeed, with talented scientists, access to venture capital, and critical support for growing life sciences companies.
From seed money to venture capital, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation helped us find the funding and the expertise that fueled our success.
What Michigan is doing is developing a life sciences corridor. That is the real draw for the future.
One of the key focuses of the 21st Century Jobs Fund was to invest in the venture capital and improve the venture capital situation in Michigan. We've seen over the last 3 years a doubling and almost a tripling of the number of venture capital firms that we have in Michigan, and we've seen the venture capital industry and the investment opportunity of well over $300 to $600 million in the system.
I would say that Michigan is really at the top of the league tables in terms of the way they have married capital with the other tools that they've provided within the state. Between having the Venture Michigan Fund, the Michigan 21st Century Investment Fund, and then most recently the establishment by the state pension plan of the Invest Michigan Fund, they've paired money available to give to private equity and venture capital managers with capital that's available to go directly into companies. And that is really an innovation. There aren't a lot of other states that are doing that.
Well, the areas that we typically are investing in are sectors that are emerging and growing really rapidly. They tend to be kind of classified as the knowledge-based sectors of the economy. So aside from clean tech, it also includes healthcare, internet technologies, even media. These are areas that we can take really the brain power and intellect of people around the state of Michigan and use it with their know-how, their kind of manufacturing know-how that they've always been good at.
And when it comes to advanced computer technologies, the talent pool in Michigan is sophisticated and fast. Michigan engineers and inventors are transforming the IT space. If your IT company has its eyes on the future, you need to be here, where a new generation of innovators is hard at work.
We've expanded to Ann Arbor because it's similar to Silicon Valley. They are both university-centric and draw and develop highly talented people.
And the Michigan Economic Development Corporation can help you.
One of the most important things to our company is to have highly trained, highly skilled people. And having Michigan as a partner in finding them was critical. If you're looking for skilled software engineers, you should really consider Michigan.
Michigan's in it to win, and we have what it takes to make it happen.
From site selection to university resources, the MEDC has all the connections you need, no matter where you move from.
I've had businesses on both coasts, and Michigan is the place to be.
Log on to MichiganAdvantage.org today and connect with your future. Because wherever in the world you compete, Michigan can give you the upper hand. Hundreds of companies have joined the list of new enterprises, industry leaders, and scientific pioneers that are relocating or expanding in Michigan. With their commitment to building businesses here, These CEOs and their companies have validated the Michigan turnaround strategy and started a real global buzz about the great things happening here. The automotives are turning the corner on profitability. New technologies and alternative energy, health sciences and advanced manufacturing are lighting the way to a brighter future. And once again, Michigan's heart is beating strong with the lifeblood of new ideas, new industries, and new entrepreneurs. And while full recovery is in sight, it has not yet completed its course. So we will stay our course. Our strategy is wise and it is proven. Now is the time to redouble our efforts to transform and diversify the economy of this great state. Because companies around the world are getting the message. Wherever in the world you compete, Michigan can give you the upper hand.
Look out, baby.
Times are changing for the better. This great state of mind is coming back. Ideas on fire, wheels in motion. Michigan, we will lead the pack. Times are changing for the better. This great state of mind is coming back. Ideas on fire, wheels in motion. Michigan, we will lead the pack. Times are changing for the better. This great state of mind is coming back. Ideas on fire, wheels in motion. Michigan, we will lead the pack.